Oh, CD Projekt Red. Why? Why? I simped for you so hard. Ooh, I simped for you. And this is just spiraling out of control. Even many of your most ardent, stringent, stoic supporters just keep getting dumped on. With this latest change of literal save files being too big and having CD Projekt Red's reply basically be "don't play so much," this is insanity. This is just, I don't even really know how else to describe this. There's also a huge incoming lawsuit for Cyberpunk 2077, as well as a plummeting stock for CD Projekt Red. I know the game's going to get better, and one of the absolute best ways to pass the time would be playing some sweet It's Your Boy Raid Shadow Legends. That's right, it's your boy Raid Shadow Legends. Have you ever dreamed of fitting an amazing, truly AAA quality game right in your pocket? Something you can dive into and play literally any time? Well, now you can with Raid Shadow Legends. With 500 champions to collect, each with its own skill tree, and millions of artifacts to find and equip, no two champions will ever be the same. I've been playing Raid Shadow Legends both on my phone and on PC for quite a while now. I've been using a wide variety of champions, but one of my favorites is the Arbiter. I've been using the Arbiter everywhere, but she's one of the best arena champs in the entire game. She revives your team, speeds them up, buffs their attacks, and even heals them. Of course, there's also Septimus as my go-to guy for damage dealing, especially against bosses. He does more damage the more HP the enemy has, so he's pretty much made to take down all the big bosses. He can kill almost anyone anyway. And this month, Raid's got their biggest ever update out. The main event is already here, the Doom Tower. It's a giant tower with 120 floors, a bunch of secret challenge rooms, and 12 seriously BA bosses to take on. To help get everyone started in the tower, the Raid team is giving away a super special champion, Bulwark. He's also going to be huge help in the tower against those bosses. If you want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do is hit that link in the description and your free Void champion, an XP booster, 50 gems, some energy refills, and even an ancient shard as soon as you get into the game. You'll also find extra rewards in your inbox for the next 30 days only. You could find me in the game under the name Colt's Dad, and if you're quick enough, you can even join my clan. It's that easy. Just click the link in the description or the pinned comment below, and I'll see you in the game. Hey, you got to do something while you're waiting for all those new patches to come out. And in CD Projekt Red's defense, there have been several patches that have come out and have addressed a myriad of problems. I myself have started my Cyberpunk 2077 playthrough again as they pushed out hotfix, I think 1.05, and I felt like, okay, this fixed a lot of the bigger stuff, and you know, I think PC just got a pretty big update, so I'm gonna play it. I'm not gonna wait any longer. But it appears that lawyers may be circling. Cyberpunk 2077 studio could be facing possible lawsuit. This via Dual Shockers. CD Projekt Red seems to be facing another major issue concerning Cyberpunk 2077, a possible class action lawsuit from those in Warsaw. Now, the launch of... Okay, so there's a couple of statements here. It says, the immediate future looks dark for Cyberpunk's makers, perhaps even darker than the future they built in Night City. Refund requests are pouring in by the thousands. Lawyers and investors in Warsaw are circling the situation, contemplating a class action lawsuit against the company for potential criminal misrepresentation in order to receive financial benefits. According to a regulatory filing, many gamers are swearing off playing Cyberpunk entirely until the company fixes all of the problems. Well, what do they care? We already own the game. In connection with recent events, and in particular the suspension of sales and Cyberpunk product, we are currently analyzing together with the law firm's team the grounds for bringing a class action lawsuit with a notification of a possibility of committing a crime under Article 286 of the Penal Code misrepresentation in order to obtain financial benefits. The launch of Cyberpunk 2077 has been riddled with controversy and bugs, with the first update being introduced last week and fixed some issues. Now CD Projekt Red has pushed out the latest update, 1.05, for PlayStation and Xbox systems. PC players will be getting an update sometime soon. However, one of those issues seems to be something not even the company can completely fix. Apparently, Cyberpunk 2077 save files will also become corrupt and unrecoverable if they reach 8 megabytes in size, which comes from GOG.com support center itself. Alongside with the bugs plagued at its launch, Liana Rupert from Game Informer had a seizure while playing the game. This was due to light patterns similar to those used by neurologists to help induce seizures in patients. It was also later noted that the game didn't have a clear epilepsy warning at the start of gameplay, and they did have a warning. The same RPG has seen their share of controversies even before launch, with reports of different phobias and crunch culture. According to a new report from Bloomberg, executives at CD Projekt Red took responsibility for the buggy release of Cyberpunk 2077 and told staff that they will receive their full bonuses no matter how the game is reviewed. Previously, developers were told they would receive extra pay based on its aggregate critical performance as represented by Metacritic. Now, unfortunately, this is having a very strong negative effect on their stock. You can see CD Projekt Red over the last 5 days from the launch of the game. You can see Thursday, December 17th, very, very high. Game comes out, people start getting worried, and then it absolutely plummets. Friday, it comes back a little bit late Friday, but then as the market opened again this Monday, it was down even further, down another 2% today. If over the entire month, we're at an all-time low for the month. You're talking about billions of dollars in wealth here getting removed from CD Projekt Red's ownership group. CD Projekt Red. Now you can see save files in Cyberpunk 2077 are corrupting if a player crafts too many items or collects too many crafting supplies. It also happens if one plays the game for too long. And a mod's response on the forum is something. Second, let's see. I had to put in a support ticket too. I could go back a bit to usable save. All of them will hit the 8 megabytes soon enough, though. While there are other bugs that need to be solved, this should be a priority fix from CD Projekt Red. Not being able to play the game after so many hours is a huge kick in the gut. The workaround for now, don't do it. Play the game until the end and then start a new game. Don't continue saving and reloading the same character for too long. Don't craft thousands of items at once. They're literally telling the player to not play the game. Is that ideal? No, and hopefully it can be worked out in the future, although maybe not. No game that CDPR has ever created has ever been designed for ongoing unlimited play. What? CDPR designs their games with a finite structure, with a beginning, middle, and end. They're not meant to be played on and on like Dark Souls, GTA, or an MMO. They're meant to be restarted from the beginning with a new character and played differently. Love it or loathe it, that's the design. Cap or no cap on the save file, crafting as a skill should never have been implemented if the game couldn't even handle it. By coding the save, they should have known from the onset that the save file would bloat. But their response that, quote, the save file limit might be increased in future patches, but the corrupted files will remain that way is lame. Just end crafting if you can't make it work correctly without breaking your entire game. And you see here, not all games are designed for unlimited. This is the mod. I'm sorry, but this is a gross misinterpretation of the problem. People's save files are being corrupted even before finishing the game. Even before finishing the game. I can barely go anywhere on the internet without seeing yet another wild, hilarious, or downright odd bug from Cyberpunk 2077. It's a buggy game, and the developer CD Projekt Red has already released 2 hot fixes to try and shore up the problems. One issue is that started to pop up. It isn't funny at all. Some players are reporting that their save files become corrupted if they exceed 8 megabytes in size. If your Cyberpunk 2077 save file is corrupt, you'll apparently see this prompt when you try to load up the game. Save data is damaged, cannot be loaded. Here's what it looks like. While it's not clear what might be causing this, it seems it can happen when files reach 8 megabytes. Crossing that threshold is when the save file gets corrupted. In GOG.com support document about the corrupted saves, CD Projekt Red says that unfortunately the save is damaged and cannot be recovered. To avoid seeing that prompt, the company recommends using an older save or to keep a lower amount of items and crafting materials. Why didn't you just hard limit the number of items that you're allowed to keep then in terms of crafting materials? Theoretically, if your save file is larger than 8 megs, you've invested dozens of hours into the game and collected a lot of items. If I had corrupted save, in part because I picked up too much stuff, the game is littered with stuff to pick up, I know I'd be extremely disappointed. CD Projekt Red says that this save file size might increase in one of the future patches, but even if the increase happens, the save files that are corrupted now will remain so. The document says, if you're experiencing corrupted files, a moderator from their official subreddit says has offered some suggestions. You're kidding, right? In a world of cloud storage, you're telling me an 8 megabyte save file is too much for your game? 8 megabytes is too much for your game. This is completely unacceptable. And this is just a small list here of missing features to add to Cyberpunk 2077. AI overhaul. Far and away the biggest problem with the game, this is via Paul Tassi, who normally has decent articles on Forbes, is the biggest problem with the game that I wouldn't classify as a bug is how poor the AI is. This includes enemies and how they respond to you, pedestrians and how they react to danger, or even something as simple as traffic patterns, and how you can create a citywide jam if your motorcycle is a half an inch off the curb in the street. This is a massive issue with the game that needs the most work by far. The entire police system needs to be replaced. This is partially the AI department, but really the design of the police system from the baseline is just horrendous in Cyberpunk. Rather than appear in illogical places or show up in cars, police literally teleport on top of you, often instantly ending you if you've done anything wrong. There's nothing even remotely close to that type of police system as we've seen in Grand Theft Auto for 2 decades. Past that, as hard as they come crashing in on you, it's quite easy to avoid them by hiding for just 10 seconds or driving your car just 100 meters away. The system is so nonsensical it might as well not even exist unless it's totally redesigned. Now, I know that there's a hardcore group of Cyberpunk fans who have already disliked this video. And I know a bunch of them have unsubscribed because in their minds I've made too many videos critical of literally the biggest video game in the last 10 years. Look, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of CD Projekt Red. I continue to be optimistic that they will pull their way through it, and I hope that you'll subscribe if you're watching it. There's a red subscribe button down below. Give me a chance. I promise that I will continue to be fair. It might not seem fair because you've got a lot of emotion invested in this game. I'm not saying the game is a complete pile of junk. I'm just saying it needs enormous amounts of upgrades. Yes, you might be playing it and be less bothered by bugs, but you're definitely in the minority. It also needs clothing transmog. I'd agree with that. Car and weapon customization. That'd be nice too. A mini map and navigation tuning. That would be good. You know, life path specific quests, a more involved gang system. These are all good improvements that I would like to see done. This is feedback that probably should have been done during the beta phase of the game, but nonetheless, this is just more bad news for CD Projekt Red. I hope that the developers keep grinding it and keep pushing hard to improve it because I want this game to be amazing. If we didn't get it at launch, hopefully it can be by February or March. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.